supply chain right now is brutal. And I know Tyler and I have had many discussions over the last few weeks, just lamenting availability and cost of equipment. It's just really, really tough right now. And so that has ripple effects. You might think, well, we're going to be good in June. We should be good to go. But just keep in mind, everybody is sitting on major back orders, just like you. So when they start allocating those devices and start putting those shipments out, you really want to make sure you have good relationships with your manufacturers and vendor reps to where you are at the top of the list and you make sure you actually get your stuff in a timely manner. What have you noticed about supply chain in general?
Well, I think a lot of it, there's a couple of challenges that are happening right now. One is we're coming off the heels of COVID, of course. So supply chains were significantly disrupted throughout COVID just due to staffing and lack of demand in some cases and logistics. But on top of that, there's also something called a semiconductor shortage, which is happening right now. And the semiconductors are made in very few locations and have some very strict requirements around them. But a semiconductor is required to be used in basically any sort of computational device, chip, something of that nature. So your cars, your computers, almost anything that has any sort of electronic in it requires a semiconductor. Even the facilities required to make semiconductors use semiconductors in the hardware there to be able to create them. And there's massive shortages of semiconductors right now, which is causing exorbitantly large delays for any sort of electronic devices. They just can't build them. And it's made national headlines. Even the White House has talked about it. It's a very huge process that doesn't have an easy way or a quick way to just turn a switch on or off to fix. And that is causing the price of hardware to go up dramatically because the supply is shrinking everywhere. On top of that, people are coming off of COVID, vaccinations are going out, people are beginning to kind of return to work, and as part of that, revenues are increasing, things are beginning to speed back up, the economy is picking back up, so that demand has increased significantly. So the two of those together has made for a very dire situation when it comes to purchasing electronics right now.
Yeah, that's a great point. And I know I've talked to a lot of friends that are trying to procure right now different hardware, and the shock of what you thought might be, an $800 device, to go look and see, oh, that device is now $1,200 and you can't get it for 3 months. It's hard to get past, and that's why it's really important to kind of have a contingency plan.